Hey everyone, happy hump day. I'm sitting here, said it'd be 9 o'clock, so I'm going to wait, for a few minutes here, and I doubt anybody's going to show up, or I doubt there's going to be many showing up, but it is what it is. So we'll wait just a little bit, just kind of sitting here warming up the truck a little bit, get a little heat going so I can shut it off and be comfortable. It is a rainy day, so get a little bit of heat and offset the cold. Just listen to some music right now before going live. I know at least one person don't like the music on. You can always blow the horn. Iris is sitting here, so she's curled up in her seat. She likes her seat. Makes a lot of hair, but she likes her seat for sure. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's going to be here or not. Let's see, 8:59. Excuse me. We'll wait for it to be 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock local time, my time, Pacific time. 12 noon East Coast time. And all times in between. But we're waiting for it, so 8:59. Says 9 o'clock. Says 9 o'clock. Here we go. Well, welcome everybody to yet another hump day. Happy hump day. Geico commercial says happier than a camel on Wednesday, meaning hump day. So currently, I don't know, it's probably about 50 degrees Fahrenheit and rainy. I'm going to turn off the music. It's rainy, and just thought I'd come in here. I was going to make an outline of what to talk about, but I did not. So hopefully the lighting's okay. I'm in the garage. I got the door open just to let some light in here, so hopefully it's okay. And it looks like the camera keeps trying to focus on different things, so it's in and out of focus for some reason. No idea why. I am using the mirror mount that Shauna gave me when we met in Quartzsite, and I just quickly threw it up there right now. I'm sure it needs some adjustment, but it's just barely hanging on there, but it seems to be working. It's a nice distance, so that's not too bad. It's the first time I've tried it. So anyways, regardless, thank you, Shauna. Let's see what else. Yeah, so just been working on the trailer. I don't know if you guys saw my last YouTube video, but I'm doing a floor install. Basically, I'm just putting the 1-inch foam board in there, and then 1/2-inch plywood on top of it. And I've walked on it a little bit, and it seems nice and stable. And I was careful to overlap the seams so they weren't, the seams weren't lining up. Also, they were alternating, so yeah, just the way you're supposed to do it. I saw one waiting to watch the live stream, but they disappeared before the live stream started, so whatever. I oftentimes think that I shouldn't have did what I did with my channel, deleting it, but at the moment I just felt that it was what I needed to do, and I kicked myself in the butt for doing that, but in the end I've got a couple people that follow me, and that's fine, whatever. I keep the channel small, not counting on going into monetization, so that's not a driving factor. I've given up on Amazon. I tried it before with links, Amazon links, especially for the products I use, like the Alpha-Cool fridges, and they let that go about a week or 2 weeks, and I drove lots of traffic there, and people made purchases and everything like that. And then they said that I didn't have enough viewers, so they decided to end my relationship with them. That's after I drove them there to buy products. You know, I probably had a couple $100 in commission coming from them, and over the period of 2 times that I sent people there, and you know, they took it away. So I said heck with it. Now I will put a link from time to time to the product. If I discuss one, I'm probably going to do an Alpha-Cool fridge um, video, a couple of them, and I'll put a link to the product, because I mean that's where you get it, is Amazon, right? But I'm not going to make any money on it, so you know, and that's fine. I mean, you know, I don't need to, but what pisses me off is that I did what I was supposed to do, and people went to Amazon and bought products, and then because they decided that I didn't have enough viewers, they ended my association and kept all the commission. I don't think that's right. I really don't. But you know what? Lessons learned, right? You know, that's just the way it goes. And that was before my other channel. You know, I don't know how many I had at the time when I left YouTube. When I ended my channel, I think 300, about 300, somewhere around there. So, yeah, it was frustrating. So, well, that's history. It'd be nice to have some interaction with some people on here, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I'll give it 15 minutes, and then I'll end it. Let's see, what else? I haven't been on Facebook for a while, so I went on there and did a little catching up with stuff. And I mean, I'd like to say I didn't miss much. I mean, you know, there's some interesting things on there, but you know, it's nothing that I absolutely had to be there for. So that's the way it goes. Let's see. So what else? So I'm doing the floor on the trailer currently, and as soon as I get the floor, I'm going to be working on the folding dinette. And then after the folding dinette, I'll be going to the Murphy bed, putting in the Murphy bed. I got the bearings. The bearings came on Monday, as well as the gas shocks, gas struts. They're the bearing. I should have had them here. They're 4-inch bearings, swivel bearings for, like, I don't know, like a bar stool or something. And so I have those both for the Murphy bed and also the folding dinette. I've really struggled with the design in my head, and that's what I came up with. I still haven't got completely figured out on what the design will be exactly, how I'm going to engineer it, but you know, I guess I'll just start building it and figure it out. In fact, in the back, I was hoping to utilize the framework for the bed, so that didn't go to waste. And because of the way I think I want to engineer it, I'd have to at least modify them. So I might as well just build something completely fresh, and that's what I'll do. I mean, I can reuse the lumber. That's not a problem, but I'll just have to redesign it. So, Eugene Farmer. Oh my God. So my past life is coming back to haunt me. When I was, let me just finish my thought here. So anyways, I know I do that too much. I digress. You can see the bed frames maybe in the back. sort of. Let's see if we can do this. There you go. See the bed frame stacked up back there? So I wanted to put them into a dry place and a place that wouldn't be in the way. Let's see if I can readjust this without having issues. I'm trying. I'm crooked. I'm crooked. So anyways, I want to put them in a place like that, but I didn't really want them in the way, so I just put them in here, and it seems to be working. This has become a lumber shed, so to speak. We do have rain today, so it's a good thing I got all the stuff out of the way. So back to it. So I do the folding dinette, and I'm still toying around with it in my head, and I have to just start building, and it'll come together. It'll form. So after that, then work on the Murphy bed and get that all aligned. Once I have that done, I'll know the exact space that I'm taking up, and then I can make my plans to put stuff elsewhere. I've already decided I'm pretty much going to keep things the way they were as far as the oven goes, the shelving. I may or may not add a microwave. Um, so that stuff generally will be there. And then with the addition of the wood stove, I'm still not for certain exactly where I'm going to place that on the trailer. I wanted to put it in the nose. At first I was going to put it by the door, thinking I could just really easily just put wood in there and then ash, and it'd be close to the door. But then I got rethinking it, and I kind of opted to put it in the other corner in the nose. And I may do that, or I may put it in the back, sort of close to the bed, not right next to the bed, but close. I'll have a dividing wall anyways, but so my thinking when it's back there is I will easily be able to load wood in, and I have a place where I can pull wood out, and it's out of the general living area. And yeah, I think it'll be much better. Anyways, we have a viewer. I don't know who it is, but hello, whoever you are. Don't be afraid to chime in. It's just you and me. um, so those are some things on the trailer. Now keep in mind that I have to configure it in such a fashion for Tahoe, which means no food storage inside the trailer, and no toiletries, and no cooking in the trailer, right? Which is going to be hard because when I first get up there, it's going to be really cold mornings or cold overnight. I don't know why this thing keeps getting out of focus. It's really going to be cold, and I'm going to want to make the coffee inside the trailer, which is fine. I don't think coffee would be an issue, but having the sugar in the trailer. So that means that I will have to go out to the bear box or wherever I'm keeping my food, and have to extract the sugar each and every morning. So that's going to be kind of a drawback, and I'll probably have the coffee pot and everything out there. I've thought about going electric coffee pot, coffee maker, because I will have electricity. Um, but I kind of like the percolator. Kind of grown fond of that. And the other thing is, if I have a fire going in the wood stove, then I can just make it on top of the wood stove, right? Unless it just, gets too hot in the trailer. I'm probably going to drive myself out of there is what I'm probably going to do. I'll probably have to have my my vent and fan on full blast, and maybe even crack the door because it'll probably just get too hot. But hey, we'll see, right? I'd rather have the danger of being too hot than too cold, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So the other thing is, hi babies, you're moving around, creaking around. The other thing I'm thinking is, my thought just left my head. Gosh. Oh, windows. So people keep saying, "Oh, you put some windows in there. It's like a cave." Well, I like it. It's fine. So, not because of people said this, but it would be nice to have a window or two. So, I am leaning towards the idea of using a port light. And if you don't know what a port light is, kind of like porthole. Um, a port light is basically a window that's utilized on boats. Um, the design or the configuration I'm in size I'm thinking of is probably somewhere around, I forget what they said, 5 by 16, 5 by 18, maybe 6 by 18. I think it's 6 by 18. So oval, right? Not oval, rectangle with rounded corners, of course, and you open it from the inside. And so I'm thinking about going with two of those. And then I'm also thinking about going with a round one for the door. So I'll have three windows in the thing. And as far as configuration goes, I'll have to figure it out. But the nice thing about being 18 inches, it will fit in between the studs, so to speak, or ribs, if you want to call them, the metal ribs. I won't have to cut anything, any of those. I'll just have to cut the aluminum. So that is part of the reason I'm going with that size, and the other part of the reason is because of the price. I can get two of them for about $70. That's shipped, 69 and change, and then I can get the small one, the 8 inch. I think they said 8 inch. Yeah, 8 inch port light round one for $23. So for $100, um, I'm getting three windows, right? So and they're black. Now, I thought about maybe white. I thought about stainless, but I think I'm going to go with black accents on that trailer. So I have a white trailer with black accents. The frame is black, um, and so that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. When I get the shore power plug, I'll have it'll be a black one. Um, Max Air fan is black on the roof. The the glands where the uh, the glands box where the wires come in for the solar, that's black. And I think that'll be the theme that I'm going to go with is black for the the accents, things like that. So eventually, what I like to do, and that's guessing that I'm going to keep this trailer, which I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to keep it because I'm just, and people are going to laugh at me, but you know a bigger size would be nice. Um, However, I want to keep the ability to go wherever I want to go or within reason, and a bigger trailer will prohibit me from doing that. This one is an okay size. It will get me where I need to go. It'll be big enough room for a bed and kitchen and all that stuff. So it'll be okay. So, anyways, the what I was thinking is I would like to get some Plasticoat, Plastidip, dip, whatever they call it, and do the outside of the trailer. And the color I want to do is silver to match the truck. Now, here's the other part of it. I match it to the truck, and suddenly something happens to the truck. So I either repair the truck, make sure that it keeps, going on down the road, or I get another one a similar color. That seems kind of silly. I don't have to have it color coordinated, but I would like it to be. Um, that's just kind of my thinking on it. It would be nice to see how long I can make that last. This truck, I mean, this truck has been doing phenomenal. When I bought it, it's a 1998 Ford Expedition, silver in color. And when I bought it, it had 111,111 miles on the odometer at the dealership, and clean. Now it didn't didn't have a blemish on the outside at all, except for the front bumper, just a little bit of a scrape. But since I've been in Tahoe and the bears have been checking out my truck, it's got scratches on the outside of it now. But those are the only blemishes in it. It's got a few dings in it, and I don't know where those came from, but it does have a few dings in it. I think from people's car doors or whatever. So it'd be nice to have them color coordinated, but on this truck, yeah, again, it's clean. It's been running good. The only things I've done to it is about 2 weeks into owning it, the alternator went out. So I had to replace the alternator, which is, wasn't that expensive and it was a fairly simple job. So, that's not a big deal. Um, then the other thing, the rear differential started leaking. So I went ahead and had them, or I took it to a place in Tahoe and had them repair the leak, which fortunately just turned out to be a seal, um, or the gasket leak in the rear differential cover. So didn't have to pull the pinion out or anything like that. And then they filled it with the premium red line differential fluid, which has a built-in friction modifier. But it cost me 200 something dollars, almost $300. I'm going. It just seems a little pricey for a simple pull off the rear differential cover. Drain the fluid, clean that up, put a new gasket on there, bolt it all down again, let it seal, fill it with fluid. I mean, it just seems like it was pricier than it needed to be. I don't know why this is focusing in and out. So, yeah, that was kind of pricey. And then other than that, oh, and I had the issue with the tires. In quartzite, I picked up a nail or a screw, and one of my tires started going flat. And thank you, Doug. Um, you guys haven't checked out Doug. He's got. Let me think about it. Hold on. It's either Buddy and Doug's Big Adventure or Doug and Buddy's. I don't. I think it's Buddy and Doug's Big Adventure. But anyway, he's got a YouTube channel. He's got some stuff on there. Um, but anyways, he let me use this tire plug kit, which he warned me it was a cheap kit. I think he spent like $5 for it for the plug kit, and I was barely able to get the plug in because it's so. You put any kind of a pressure on this, it's a T handle. You put any kind of a pressure on it, and it, it starts bending. So I could only get the plug in part way, and I just called it good for the time being. Well, a couple weeks later, in Lake Havasu City, actually Craggy Wash, it started leaking. So um, I had to go to that entire store, and they said they couldn't repair it because it had already been plugged, and once you disturb the steel belting, then you chance it starting to rust, and so they won't touch it. So then I had to buy a new tire. However, or no, I said, well, can you take my spare and put it on the rim? And nope, the tire's too old. It's like 2000. There's a spare on here. Okay, so I got to buy a new tire. Well, you know, tires for this thing. I mean, I only had $70 in the bank. Well, he found one in the back that had a price of 75 on it. And he goes, I'll tell you what. He goes, I'll make it $70 out the door. No, he goes, I'll tell you what. I'll make it this price plus tax. I think it was $60 plus tax. So for under $70, I got it out the door. I think 64 and change. I got out the door. And that included mounting and balancing. That was at Discount Tires in Lake Havasu City, and they treated me really good. In fact, there, I don't know if it's at all the discount tire centers, but there they have this. The first bay, it says free air check. And I look over there, there's a blonde standing there. She brought her car to have her air checked on her tires, but I, I thought it was funny, okay? Anyways, um, Yeah, so they treated me really good, and I've had that tire since then. However, I have mismatched tires now. Well, one tire just doesn't look like the rest. I mean, it works. It's fine. I don't plan to do any aggressive four wheeling. Um, Maybe a little driving in the snow. Hopefully, it's not too bad when I go up to Tahoe. So I'm not sure that I'm going to go make the investment into a set of matching all-terrain tires. I just don't see the purpose for that. Actually, if I were smart and I planned to not do much off-roading at all, I'd go and get all-season radials and probably get some better fuel economy. But what's the difference? I mean, I'm either going to get 12 or I'm going to get 15. I mean, 14. So yeah, there's not much difference. You could probably do some things to this to make it some better fuel economy. Um, Best I've ever gotten in this is 17, I think. That's no load, no weight in it, going conservative freeway speed and keeping my foot out of it, so, and level ground. Let's see what else. But yeah, other than that, this truck has been really good. Knock on wood. Let's see. I don't have any wood in here. Oh, well, I guess I had wood back there. So yeah, it's been a really good truck. And I probably paid too much for it, but in fact, I looked at the trade-in recently for this truck. 700 something dollars. I'm going, oh man. Well, we're coming up on 30 minutes, and I'm thinking maybe I just need to end this live stream because I have had no viewers. I had a viewer for a while, and they just poof went away. So that's fine. But it is Hump Day, and I think I'm gonna make this a regular thing on Hump Day, um, unless my schedule doesn't call for it. I think Hump Day, 9 o'clock Pacific time, is when I'm gonna do this. So for those of you that don't know me, yes, I am a smoker, and I smoke. I've kind of toyed around with the idea of quitting, but at the same time, I can't see myself quitting. Does that make sense? But I should. I'd free up so much money per month, and not to mention, the health gains on it. Although I'm probably already too late, but um, I can still quit. I guess. No, not I can still quit. I should still quit. Yeah, there you go. That should work. So, anyways, I do like my cigarettes though. That's pretty much all that's going on here. I'm just trying to. Oh, so my life haunting me. Yeah. So back when I was, I'll tell this little story and then I'll go. So back when I was in Guffey, Colorado, I was on the fire department, and I left rather abruptly, and that's all I'm saying about that. Nobody's fault necessarily, I'm not faulting anybody. It's not a matter of who was right or who was wrong or anything. It was just time, right? It was just time for me to go. So then after I left that, I just basically divorced myself from. I already deleted my Facebook account from there and all that stuff. So I started my Facebook account with my pen name, which I've had for a long time, and um, a few people have filtered in and out, um, found me whatever way, and sent a friend request. So on Facebook, so I accepted them, and now because of that, and it's been a couple months, now more and more are showing up all the time, and sending me friend requests, and so now my chief, my ex chief, I guess he's the current chief still, sent me a friend request. So I don't know. He's pretty good guy. I mean, he really is a good guy, and he likes to keep in touch with people and whatever. And we've tossed things back and forth as far as I mean, sharing pictures of fire apparatus and whatever. And he's keep me apprised of different apparatus, and stuff that they've got at the fire department. I always just said I'm playing I'm playing Powerball now, which I took a break for a long time. I'll tell another story about that. And I always said if I win the Powerball, I mean even if it's just 200,000, just a partial win, I'm going to kick something to the fire department because they're a good organization in the community. I know from the inside, what kind of work they did and what kind of training they do and all that stuff. And also they treated me good too. And so I feel like I should, no, not that I should, I want to kick something back to them, just just to make my contribution. Anyways, man, if I do win the big Powerball, maybe I'll throw them 1 million or 2 million. I mean, you figure, well, I don't know how much they're making now, but before, just from taxes and stuff, they had a working budget of 140,000 a year, right? So that's not a lot. And a couple million would go a long ways in equipment and training and stuff like that. So, and fire equipment's expensive. It really is. I mean, you don't know until you get into it. Anything that says fire or fire medical or police is super expensive. I don't care if you have a Ford truck. If it is a special duty, meaning fire or police or whatever, you're probably going to easily pay $10,000 more for it. I mean, just because. So, anyways, back to the lottery. Remember, I was in Colorado and I used to play the Colorado Lottery and Super Bowl. And one time, I got 5 out of 6 numbers on the Colorado Lottery. I'm going, whoa! I was excited. I mean, 5 out of 6 numbers. It only paid $343. So that's it. I mean, I would think it'd be a couple grand at least, but no, $343. I just shook my head. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was grateful for the money, and I could actually really use it then. But it just seems like it's too little. Anyways, that's my last story. I'm gonna get out of here, and thanks for watching. Whoever happens to, feel free to leave a comment, like, share. Don't. It's up to you. Um, I mean, I don't know. I guess I would like to build this channel, but I'm not. That's not my sole focus. I got other things to do, and pretty soon I'm starting work in Tahoe. So while I have some opportunity to take video and pictures and all that stuff, don't really have a lot of opportunity to get online. And when I do have an opportunity, there's not much signal. So that's just kind of the way it is. All right, I'm going to end it now. So everybody, thank you for watching. Hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 Eastern. Until then, take care of yourselves.